G'day guys, Luke here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video guys, we are doing part 1 of the Reptile Room update for September 2024. Of course, we are starting in the Lizard Room again for this month. But today we are starting with Blaine. Now Blaine here is my lowland blotched blue tongue. As you can see, she's become a bit more confident, a bit more used to being in the camera than she has been for the last few years. She's doing very well. As you can see, she's starting to bulk up a bit more. Here in Australia, we are coming up into our spring season, so starting to warm up here in Australia. So my animals will become a bit more active and a bit more of a chaotic, I guess, time of year for me. Now, Blaine here's housed in a 90 by 45 centimeters deep by 30 centimeters tall enclosure. In her enclosure, we've got her aspen snake bedding as a substrate, 2 hides for her to hide into, we've got her food bowl, her water bowl, we've got her LED UV light bar. So for all my lizards that require UVB, that's what I use for that, is to get your pet right LED UVB light bar. When it comes to heating, depending on the enclosure, I either run a infrared projector or a ceramic. Some of my enclosures in this room do run heat pads as well. So my lizards are all slightly set up differently when it comes to lighting and heating. On the topic of blue tongues, we're going from the lowland down to my eastern blue tongues. Now, we've got 3 very mischievous eastern blue tongues in the family. The one we're looking at now is Bluey. We've got his brother just next door to him, Bo. Then down the bottom here, we've got Billy. All 3 eastern blue tongues have been waking up and becoming a bit more active since it's getting warmer. We'll start with Bluey. Now, Bluey is doing fantastic. He's been smashing food. He has a habit now of being pooing on top of his hide, so I had to kind of put some of his bedding up on top of the hide just to help with cleaning his poo. By saying that, he's been pretty good. Now, with Bluey, Bo, and Billy, they're all housed in 120 centimeter enclosures, 45 centimeters deep by 45 centimeters tall. Each enclosure has the aspen snake bedding as the substrate, food bowl, water bowl, hides, a backing. When it comes to Bluey and Bo, they've got the infrared projector and the light bar, while Billy has the heat pad and LED light bar combo. We'll go over to Bo. Now, Bo here is doing pretty well. Now, usually he's the cool, calm, collected brother of the 2 brothers, I should say. However, lately he's become the more destructive brother of the 2 blue tongues, or the 2 brothers, I should mention. He's been putting substrate in his water bowl and pushing this hide of his all the way down the other end for the last week. He has not done that yet today, but I wouldn't be surprised as soon as this camera turns off, he'll end up doing it. However, Bo is a very chill blue tongue. While all my other blue tongues were hiding, he was out on top of his hide this morning, probably listening to the music I was playing as I was cleaning everyone's enclosures for the preparation for this video. Billy down here, she was a rescue blue tongue from work. Her litter was pretty much picking on her. She was pretty much the runt, the smallest. Unfortunately, if we left her in with them, she would have died. So I decided to kind of rescue her, bring her home, and I guess with our help, she's become a very, very girthy blue tongue. She loves her food, and overall, she's done very well since we've had her. She's been thriving. She is a bit cheeky, but she's also a bit shy at times, so that is Billy for you. This is her enclosure here, so as you can see, all 3 eastern blue tongues are set pretty much identically. I usually find the simpler the better with my lizards, and as you can see, they're all quite healthy for the animal they need to be. On this shelf here, we've got 2 60 centimeter by 45 by 45 centimeter enclosures. It has these 2 more skinks, but different species of skink. In this enclosure here, we've got Pedro, who is my pink tongue skink. While I'm talking about him, anyone who's a no-show, I will put up on screen so you guys can get to see who they are, what they look like, and get a bit of an update on how they've been doing. Pedro here, I don't really see much during the daytime since he's a nocturnal lizard. He'll come out, have some food. As soon as these lights come on, he'll dart back into his hide, and within an hour or so, he'll go back to sleep. Every afternoon, I like to check on him, make sure he's okay. But most of the time, I'll get the little hiss from him as a, hey, let me sleep, bugger off. But he's doing fantastic. We've got 2 hides down on the ground here for him to hide in. A backing that I've incorporated another hide into, which he loves. So he's in for a projector, just a normal light strip to display his light, as he doesn't need UVB. He's got his water bowl and his fake plants. And his lovely neighbour here, Thumper, who is decided to be a little turd and decided to hide down the very bottom of his fake rock stack. So he's in the same size enclosure as Pedro, but his setup is completely different, as you can see. Sanity substrate, food bowl, water bowl. It's got a proper hide. This rock stack that you're looking at is all these installation boards that are cut up into the shape of a rock. Apply some tile pointing. I don't think I added paint to these ones because I knew it would be stacked on top of each other. Chucked a bit of sand on top of it just to help with poos and peas and stuff. And Thumper tends to like that. We do have his backing, his heating, and his UVB. Thumper is doing quite well. During the morning, when you put the food bowl in, he gives you like a little head bob, like a hey, good morning sort of thing. And if I really annoy him and I start patting him, he'll start wagging his tail in annoyance. So I might have to get a clip of that, and it's a funny thing when he does it. But overall, he's becoming a very fat little gidgy skink. By saying that, I do find the gidgy skinks as a species really love their food. On the other side of the room, we've got this rack system here that has a few enclosures, as I get yet again. Dusty and Akko's enclosures are 140 centimeters by, I think, 55 by 55 centimeters, a bit smaller than 2 feet. The very bottom enclosure is 120 centimeter by 60 by 60, but we'll get back to these two in a minute. This fellow here is Dusty. Now, Dusty here is my black-headed monitor. When it comes to handling and training, he doesn't like it one little bit. So I don't know if I'm going to continue with it, or I'm going to really kind of step it up and hopefully he would get used to it at some stage. But saying that, he's doing quite well, eating like a champ. The only downside is I have to leave the food in there and kind of walk out of the room or be quiet. Then he'll come out from one of his little hidey holes, eat the food, and then does his thing throughout the day. Other than that, he's not doing too bad. Here's his enclosure. We've got sanity substrate. It's got 2 hides on the ground here. The whole lot of log that, as you can see, he's hiding in. Oh, hey, buddy, looking at the camera now, hey? With these branches they can climb on at different kind of heights and angles so he can get a bit more enrichment. Got his heat, we've got his UVB, he's got his backing, he's got his fake plants just to decorate the enclosure. Food bowl and water bowl. Now just got old little Dusty. Below him we have the diva of the reptile room. We have Miss Akko. Now Akko here is my female Eastern War Dragon. She's a special lizard. Unfortunately, we don't know if it was a case of her being a runt or her growth was stunted. She's pretty much got a body of a juvenile, but she's about 12 years old now, so she should be at least double the size she is. However, like any animal, including us humans, you do get special ones, so she's a unique character and a unique dragon, but she's loved by everyone that has met her. So in the enclosure, guys, we've got the coconut fibre as a substrate, a couple of bits of timber in there for the bask on, her hide, hammock, branches that she climb on. I am thinking of adding an additional branch in here because she might like it. She's never been a very climbing drag. She's more or less of a ground dragon, which is a bit weird for her species. Backing, got a heating UV, a water bowl, a couple of rocks in here to display, or to help her get in and out of the water bowl. And we've got a fake plant just to have a nice little touch. Also, there is a diva sign, but she doesn't like it that much, so she knocks it down every time I fix it. Below Miss Akko, we've got my 2 shingleback skinks, Monty and Anastasia. So Anastasia here is just taking a bit of a nap on top of her food for a bit. Now Monty and Anastasia are both doing exceptionally well. They have been eating a lot, been gaining some weight. I'm doubtful they will breed, but if they end up breeding, it'll be a bonus for the year. They're pretty much very sleepy Wutongs, but once they build up a bit of energy, they run amok. They destroy the house and overall make a complete mess. So Anastasia, she doesn't mind being touched and being cuddled and everything. So she's a very approachable little lizard. So she sometimes does seek to come out of an enclosure. Unlike her counterpart, who is in the hide. There's Monty. Now Monty's a more of a shy, secretive shingleback. Normally he doesn't like to be touched or get picked up. So normally I leave him in the enclosure while I'll pull out Anastasia and let her kind of have free roam of the house. However, at times she does do a pee or poo on the carpet, and I'm going to clean that up. But saying that, she's a very friendly, but they're both friendly shinglebacks, but Anastasia doesn't mind the attention. Anyway, in the enclosure, got the food bowl here, water bowl, aspen bedding as a substrate, 2 hides for them. Got the backing, heat and UV. That is that rack done. Just a couple more animals to cover off, and that'll be it for the lizard room. In this 50 centimeter by, I think it's 30 by 25 centimeters tall enclosure, we have Sui, who is my sand swimmer. Now, I don't see a whole bunch of Sui these days. She's a very secretive little skink. And Sui here is my sand swimmer. Now, I will say this as a species, a very underrated species. I wish they were more popular in the industry, or in the hobby I should mention, but it is what it is, and I'm quite grateful to have Sui, despite not seeing her a whole bunch. Now, with Sui, her setup is pretty much a basic little setup for, I guess, for these species. All it needs is at least a couple inches of sand to hide into. There's a heat pad just down at the front here to keep her nice and warm. She's got 3 proper hides, so there's one at the front, one at the back corner, a bit of bark in here just as an additional hide, a fake plant, water bowl. We've got her backing that stuck to the other side. It used to be along the, I guess, long ways, but since I've moved the cage to the side for storage reasons, I decided to put it back in that way so I can still see it. And she shares a light with a couple more little lizards that we'll get to now. So unfortunately, since the last video, guys, I've had to separate Charcoal and Luna for health reasons. Now, since these two geckos were so focused on breeding, their body conditions went down quite dramatically. So I thought the well-being of these animals are very important to me. I'd rather them be nice and healthy where they can breed than overbreed them and kill them. So I thought I'd separate them and see how we go. Now, when it comes to the eggs this season, it has been shocking where I've had 5 clutches. There's been 1 clutch that have hatched, so in these 2 little tubs here, I've got 2 baby geckos to raise up and probably sell later on. Since they're tiny, I am fearful they won't be big enough to sell off yet, or I'm not that confident. They are well established. Well, I think I've lost 2, possibly 3 clutches from just dying off in the incubator. I've still got maybe 1.5 clutches still going, and hopefully they hatch, as I do like these little species, and it'd be great if I can be a bit more successful with this species. Anyway, enough rambling. So these 2 enclosures here, I think are 30 centimeters by 15 by 15. Not really big enclosures, but that's what I need for these little geckos. We'll start off with little Luna here. So Luna is my female. Ignore the mess, she is a very messy little gecko. Yeah, since separating, I have noticed she's been eating a lot more, and I'm hoping she might have a 6th clutch still in her that she's probably going to lay anytime soon. So probably the next day or 2 I'll double check the bedding to see if she did drop anything, but hopefully not. Saying that, kind of do hope. So anyway, so in her enclosure, she's got 2 little hides that she can hide into. So this little termite hide here, she's got one in the back corner, which is heated with a heat cord underneath her enclosure. A couple of branches and a fake plant just to, I guess, decorate her enclosure a bit, get the space a bit more usable. And we've got a water bowl. Her partner in crime, Charcoal, is down in this enclosure here. He's a very shy, secretive little gecko, so I'll just pop a video of him up on screen. Since there's separation, the first couple of days he was out and about exploring his new territory, but since then he's kind of gone, yep, this is my home, I'm going to go back and hide. So the heating's all along the back of the enclosure to keep these guys nice and warm. He's got a hide at the front here where he can keep cool if he's a bit too warm in the back there. Got his water bowls, branches, sensor substrate. And overall, just a basic little setup for these little guys, but it's worth having things simple. It's just easy to maintain, and I guess as well, all my animals are getting what they need. Anyway, guys, that'll be it for today's video. Stay tuned for the snake room. So that'll be the next video coming out tomorrow when this video goes live. If it's up now, guys, I suggest go and check it out. If it's not up yet, please go and check it out when it does come out, guys. So I do appreciate it. Anyway, guys, I'll wrap the video up here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.